Okay, hello everyone. Hopefully everything is working back. We are back. We're going to be working on continuing our 100-man challenge, and it should be fun. Yeah, the reason why I was planning on starting about 2 hours ago, but I've actually forgot. Like, yeah, I stopped to eat food, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep what I was while I was working, waiting for 3 o'clock. I started working on collecting additional Pokemon, so I actually ended up catching the Reggies. Like, seriously, the first two, caught them first try. Well, not first of all, but first attempt at it. But then, I need to restart. But then, for some reason, Regice just refused to cooperate. It took me like 4 resets because, like, he kept, like, he'd run out of power points and he'd basically kill himself that way. I'm like, are you kidding me? Alright, I'm used to doing the continue on story mode, but we need to go to Colosseum battle. Oh yeah. Alright, we're doing solo mode. Not battle versus 100 single. We're going to continue. Okay, I just want to make sure I did that right. Would you like to enter with these Pokemon? Yes. Overwrite? Yes. So I just... With all the, like, restrictions and, like, things like that, like, you have to do to get this to work. What the? No! No, 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 no! I started at level 1? What did I do? I wanted to continue! Like, are you kidding me? See, that's what I said. I thought I said continue! Not reset! What do I need to do to continue that challenge? You have to do it all in one go? Like, are you kidding me? I just realized my layout is not showing. Oh, that's right, because I moved them. I don't know. Are you kidding me? I have to continue? It's right there. Oh. Well, so we're not finishing today. Lovely. If I just get to back where I was and stop, because right now I'm extra frustrated because of that. So I'm actually, like, I'm really mad that I have to start over. Whatever. Charizard, Swampert, and really, not that it matters. It took me an hour and a half to get to where I was. Anyway, the reason why the little layout's gone is because I needed to save room on my computer, so I transferred my video files to another spot. So yeah. Really all I need. I don't know. Right now, this is one of the reasons why you get so used to like just resetting things. It's something where like I kind of wish I could hit the reset button on my, on real life, so I can go back and keep myself from doing that. This means it's gonna take a minute to get back to where I was. Alright. Charizard, Swampert, Really sure. Oh no, Cascoon! Still can't believe I did that. Ooh, you're gonna flamethrower, why not? Goodbye, Phoebus. You're so evil to catch. I will say that. But hey, once you catch one, then you can just breed him and you can have like as many as you want. But then again, see, one thing I'm confused about, because I know if you don't have the battery, it's always in like, you just check to see what the natural spawned Dewford Island of what's in or whatever, and you use that to figure out whatever, and it's always going to be in like the same, so it's the same 6 spots. But if the battery is working, because I haven't checked, because I know it can, there's a chance that the Dewford Island saying can change after 24 hours. The only thing I don't remember, I mean, I haven't checked out, is if that changes the spot or not. Because I still remember where I was that I initially found. And like, you had, like, if the battery was going, the little, whatchamacallit? Go Charizard, Swampert, I guess Braylon again. So, the way it was set up is, so I had like tons of different options Like, I'm talking like, it's like 84 options every single time because I had the battery of my Ruby version that I was using. And apparently, for non-Ruby version, like for Emerald, I don't know why I said non-Ruby, but for Emerald, you get like so few many options that it could be. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's only like 4 different places or so. But for Ruby and Sapphire, it's like 84. And that's like, I don't know if it changes each day. And yes, I use flamethrower instead of break. But because I know it has a chance to populate another saying, but I assumed that if that happens, you just get it just helps narrow down the spot. Because the thing has the option to add an additional saying of the day. So, I don't know. If you hear this, I don't know if you can hear this sound, but yeah, I'm kind of using a different controller. Not that my other controller's bad, but this one looks cooler. It's like black with red dots. I'd show you, but I can't. Because camera. Alright. Let's continue. Oh, no. But at least in this case, I did start, so I have a little bit more of a, because I pretty much, yeah, I just started. So, all right, probably just gonna do Swampert, Char, and Breloom. Probably gonna be majority of them unless there's enough electric guys that, you know. I will say though, just accidentally resetting sucks so much, but that's fine. It happens, you know. I kind of wonder like the differences between some like the moves between the two, which ones I like more. Then again, I'm also thinking of confusing actual Ice Beam from XD and that Shadow Ice Beam one that Articuno gets. This is something I do kind of like. Like, it feels like there's more of a reason to have a Shadow Pokemon, right? Because in XD, because of all the different special Shadow moves, in fact, it's actually super effective, and not all the moves, like, will actually, like, hurt you. And yeah, you get the, like, the whole, oh, what's that thing? Hyper mode, so I guess can help, but otherwise I'm like, and they can use all the other moves, which I don't understand why the other trainer can and you can't. Is it just like because like they're just not showing you the move? Like, I don't know. Like that's why it makes me kind of wonder, like, how come that doesn't work, or like because you just caught it, like reclosed, seals their heart. Whatever, as soon as you do the trade or something. Yes. You are not gonna win. Thank you. Thank you for the words of encouragement. Alrighty. Charizard, Swampert. The third one usually does not matter. I only pick Umbreon in this case. Hopefully, because we know what happened the first time. I kept accidentally picking the wrong one, but I'm not, at least towards the beginning, I'm not expecting my first Pokemon to go down, let alone my second. I picked Umbreon as a just in case for the Shedinja. Yeah, I guess it's actually kind of nice that you run into a Shedinja this early, because then you can be like, oh no, I needed a different Pokemon. You know? Oh wait, that can happen earlier. Then you get like to level 57, and it's like, oh no, I didn't consider Shedinja. Now I lose. You know? And yeah, apparently you... I don't know, it's possible I think you... Because they mentioned without changing teams. So I assume that means it's plausible that you can actually change your team and keep going. At least I should say, on all the things, they always say, if you do it with this and you don't change your team and... Like I said, that's why the wordings of some of these things are so confusing. Because, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I wonder why we have this screen right here. Is it just to be, like, show that? Because, like, continue. But, like, none of the other ones did. I don't know how long I'll be on today. Around the same time is probably when I'm gonna want to get off. So, quick team selection. Charizard because he's Charizard. Actually, we're gonna start with Swampert. Because okay. Yeah, Swampert, Raichu, and then Charizard. I think the last time I started with Raichu, didn't I? And then immediately started with Swinub. And you don't start with Raichu. Are you kidding? Like, Swinub. That's fine. Here's the thing with Swampert. Like, he can do a lot of damage with a lot of different things. He's pretty versatile. You know, for Curlias, he can smack him with a physical move, like Earthquake. Even for flying types, he's got Ice Beam. And so that's kind of nice. It does feel a little weird because I feel like Swampert is the only one that I feel like can do more than just his own thing. Yeah, he's like dual type, so he can do like, you know, water and earth type things. But like, I don't know. Cause yeah, like, again, for the most part with Charizard, yes, he has wing attack. What about Fly? I don't like Fly as a move. Like, there's two reasons why I don't like Fly as a move. For battle-wise, simply because majority of the time, they tend to like to just... They always seem to like protect or do something to keep the Fly from happening. Yes, I know, that's probably like just edge... Like, that's probably not gonna happen that often, but like, it sadly happens enough that it bothers me. The other reason why is because it's kind of faster. Other moves are it's just... No, they're like, oh, well, like, it's a weird thing to say because, it's so weird having to sit through this little jingle every time. Anyway, Swampert, Breloom, and Charizard. What was I talking about? It's always fun when you're just talking and you're just like, oh no, what did I say? Okay, yeah, that I didn't change. So, the only thing that changed was the layout, and that's because it was just like somewhere else. Typically, if it's weak to water and ground, I will pick the ground type. Unless they're quad weak to water, then I'll use Surf. But yeah, I just kind of wish some of my other team... Because, like... Oh yeah, I was talking about Fly. So, my problem with Fly... Like, the reason why I said speed is because sometimes I just like to keep going, and I like the battles that, like, take a certain consistency or whatever. And when it just feels like I have to take that extra turn to fly up and then hit... It just... It kind of sucks. I can't lie. Well, I can lie, but, you know, I don't recommend lying, folks. It's not good to lie. That's why I generally don't like Fly. I have probably used it a little more often lately, but when I had my Charizard, I'm like, I'm just going to use Wing Attack. Because I did not want to teach him Fly. And with this, yeah, Fly is stronger, technically. It's like, I think, 30 more power, because I think Wing Attack is like 60, 65, and Fly's like, what was it, 70, 90 something, 95, 75. See, it's weird because immediately after the battle, you have the continue is the first option. You know, it's the first option, so you press A. So you press A for that. But once you get out of the battle and you go for the stairs, then you have to press B. Why did they do it like that? I don't know. But we're going Swampert. Charizard, Breloom, I guess. Yeah, Breloom's gonna have a problem with the Ghosty, but like I said, I'm not expecting to get to my third Pokemon this early. Especially with what I've already seen. Yeah, I'm not expecting it. I know it's a... Here's another one I don't remember. Okay, you know, just for... Okay, cool. Because I couldn't... I'm pretty sure, because there was some of the ghosts that have Levitate. You'd think Shuppet would have Levitate, but no, he's got... I think he's got Pressure. At least I know his evolved form has Pressure. It is so weird. One of the things that I will note is there's a song on here when you're facing like the bosses. They're like do 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 do. Something it's like it has that like it's in both games, but the second in XD it's better simply because the best thing about that one is like it has like the little setup, but it never goes anywhere, and it sounds like you just constantly have the setup part. And then the second game is when it actually has like the more like fleshed out song. It doesn't feel like it's just setup. Alright. Well, we're progressing at a decent pace. And again, I have to remember, it will be getting, like, battles will take longer to do as it goes on. Charizard, Swampert, Breloom. I guess I'm kind of like picking the third. I'm not really thinking as much to pick my third member. Mostly because like I need to decide like who I want first, and usually the other one is the non like Swamp. Like if I pick Swampert, Charizard usually get good second pick. Because really, unless you have like a lot of rock types and like rock types, water types, electric types, like when by a lot I mean like at least 3. And they're not also like neutral like him. He's a bug water. Don't have to neutral hit. Pikachu. Now Pikachu could be is a teeny bit scary because my Charizard does not like being hit. I think Charizard in general just doesn't like being hit. But you burn them, they go down. So, in my studies, because I've been trying to learn Japanese,
I found out. So first off, there are 3 different like uh
Written things? I'm gonna forget. It's like. Do you remember as one's Kitakami and the other one is Hiragana or something like that? I probably butchered it. Either way, I found it interesting that all of the Pokemon names are actually written in Kitakami, which I guess is more used for like fictional things and whatnot. Sorry. Alright. Swampert. We'll go Umbreon Breloom because there is enough psychic stuff to warrant using Umbreon. I wonder, is she gonna get trapped into trying to use Solar Beam though? I still can't believe that happened. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're just trapped using Solar Beam and you can't, like, you're trying to spam Solar Beam. It's the weird part. I don't know why she never changed her move. Like, you can't tell me he's only knows Solar Beam. Yes, I actually could pull up Cerebi and just kind of look at their moveset, which actually probably wouldn't be a terrible idea. I just don't feel like it. Maybe once I get back to where I was, I might consider it, but... Alright. Now, you are still... Oh, you didn't even run it? I figured, like, that would be, like, when you, like, always ran. Huh. That's it. I think your other one was a little bit more fabulous. I'm sorry, just the fact that she kept spamming Solar Beam.
Alright, we were at 10. Yay.
See, I guess I didn't get those battle tickets since I accidentally overwrote. I'm still kind of annoyed. But I'm definitely less mad right now because I don't... Yeah. Alrighty. Now we get some starter action here. You know, Torchic and Treecko. Alright, matters a little bit more who I pick, but Swampert is going to take out just about everyone. Raichu and I guess Charizard. Like, I'm not... Okay, Treecko can be a little kind of worrisome, but I'm not expecting to find, like, last time he was fine, right? Because I'm pretty sure I used Swampert on Treecko, right? Or was I actually running someone else? Really wish I knew more, like, stats and stuff more. That's definitely something else I was wanting to do. Okay, you get an ice beam, and you get an ice beam. Sounds good right now. Some ice cream. Sadly, I can't get one. Save the best for last.
Surf's up, dude. Alrighty. That's another area cleared.
Okay, so, yeah, Okay, so every 10 takes about 30 minutes. Huh. Yeah, which means it'll take about 5 hours. I'm definitely not going to be up for that long. I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to do my best to proceed, get far enough. Anyways, we're rocking Raichu, Swampert, and Charizard. Because really I like Totodile as the biggest Charizard threat. I guess Cyndaquil would stop a flamethrower, but not too worried about that. Are you kidding? Machop! All the water and flying types, you had to lead with Machop. Like they knew. That's fine. It goes down. Totodile! See, now I want... Because I know a lot of times they won't send in the weakest one, right? So the next one is Cyndaquil. Why did you not send Cyndaquil second? Those look a little cool. It's just funny how they use those those after images type things and make it look like it's going faster, but I don't think it actually is. That right there, that pose where he basically looks like... See, I wonder if it's supposed to be that he's bouncing using his nose to help keep him up, or if that's not what they meant. But it looks like that's what he's doing. He's like using his nose as a leg. Alright, next challenge. Fun old lady. Your team's not as fun as you would lead us to believe. Alright, we are going to go Raichu, Breloom, and Charizard, I guess. I guess I'm not expecting Raichu to go down. The immediate Chikorita. How dare you? I'm not looking for my Raichu to get like paralyzed or something, so let's swap out. Light Screen. You're not very nice. Regardless, Flamethrower. Thank you. Alright. One more down. Let's just go for it. Getting more than I thought. Hold on. Oh, I don't have any, so that's good. Okay, nice. The Psyduck is down. And the last one. He's just fine now. Oh, oops, wrong move. That's fine.
Still works.
Like, you just click off the button, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna use my main attack. Let's just double hit A, and oh, sorry, my bad. Okay. 13. Almost back to where we were. Turbo Muscle Power Battle. Okay. You are a Swampert if I ever did see. So we'll do Swampert, Breloom, and I guess Alakazam just for fun. I don't know if you guys heard of it's like it's not a weird sponsor thing. It was like Evo Retro or something like that. So I got a bunch of like I don't remember when it was, but I remember ordering some controllers from them, and they're weird because like it almost feels like obviously like it's not made of the same material as like a regular one, but it almost feels like the face of it or whatnot, or at least those little handle thing. Like it feels like it's like at a slightly different angle, and it feels, I don't know, I guess you get used to it. But then that clicking sound. Yeah.
But then again, I actually took this one apart and like replaced the buttons with these cool like see-through red ones. It's like a black controller.
Unfortunately, I had one that also was for the C-Stick, but yeah, the original one I had, for whatever reason, not original, the only one I have. So, of the color buttons, for some reason, they decided that they, like the little hole that the little prong thing goes into, that holds the controller or whatever. Ugh, that didn't sound good. But, essentially, what happened is, I guess they cut it a little too deep, so it did not work with the C-Stick, because it was, like, pushed on there too much, so that was sad. And I had a Z button, but it didn't, there's like a little metal piece inside the control of the Z button, which I guess helps with, like, the clicky stuff. It turns out, it doesn't seem like you need it. I think it's mostly just to help hold it in place.
I would have known that when I initially used it, because
I originally put it on my red, like my silver controller. It didn't look as good. That's why I eventually swapped it out to this black one. But yeah. Do 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 do. Alright, Swampert, Charizard, and sure, Breloom, let's go.
like I said, I'm not expecting to get
That difficult. Earthquake. Love this because another one I still need to get for my my little Pokedex run. You know, I was positive I already got it, but at least I didn't mark it off. I can double check, but I don't think I have Love this. But yeah, once I finally get Ho-Oh, because yeah, the only other thing to do, so if I did any more stalling and streaming or whatever, because like I really don't want to touch my save file just in case something happens, so I'm going to leave it as is. Because of that, I can't get access to the Pokemon on there for the Dex. So, as far as, okay, I guess I can work on getting, let's see, Clam Pearl's evolutions, Gorbis and, Huntail? Yeah. I need to double check to make sure you don't get those on any of the games, because I don't think you do. So I'm pretty sure someone would have mentioned that that's another way to get it. I don't know. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, a lot of electric-y goodness, a lot of water types, so definitely run Raichu, Breloom, and Alakazam. First time we don't use Swampert or Charizard.
Yeah, like I said, that was definitely a water palooza, so yeah, no way I'm using my Charizard. Yeah. I have, like, actually, I think I caught more than I needed. I have, like, 4 or 5 clam pearls. I think because as I was catching them, I kind of miscounted. You know, like when you're counting and then you accidentally, like, forget where you were. Yes, I know it's only 3, but, like, when you have to pause in between counts, it's a thing, I promise. That did not come out the way I was hoping. Because it's thing, I promise. Oh, this was a quick one. Alright. Another one down. Definitely hoping I'm able to go, like, all the way, you know? No. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes my brain is just like, information. What do I need to do? I don't know. Alright. The last one was a Raichu one. This one is definitely a Charizard one. So definitely our good friend Charizard, Alakazam, and Swampert, just because he has Ice Beam. I'm not like I said, like the last time, not expecting to get to Swampert. But I'm not sure when it really starts to get like evil, you know? Like with Pokemon that don't die in one hit for the most part. Yeah, once they really start using Psychic types and I need to throw an Umbreon, those might not, because unfortunately Bite, yeah, it's sad. Bite just can't get it done. So I remember watching M&J TV thing when he did like, this is the first time I got home, which I think part of that is what made me think about like doing the Gen 3 Dex thing. That, or I'd already kind of started it, but that made me really want to like record it, but I was already like doing it, so I was like, there's no point in going back now. But at the very least, I do plan on attempting it one more time. So I get that. That'll definitely make things a lot nicer and quicker and easier. But, not quicker, but don't know when that's going to happen. Let's just say, in order for that, the next time I end up doing the Gen 3 stuff, and I try to number 1, I need to collect all the Japanese Pokemon games, and I only got 1 for Christmas, and I actually got it today, because running late, blah blah blah, Swampert, Breloom, Alakazam. But it was running late, didn't come in. It came in yesterday, but then she forgot to bring it over. And this time, she made sure to get it and bring it over. So it's pretty neat. It has a save file on there still. So I'm like, okay. So I'm probably gonna gut the game. Apparently they got to the Pokemon League, looks like. Yeah, actually, wait, I shouldn't have used that. Oh. Should be fine. Yep, it's totally fine. It's a Delibird. So yeah, so the goal is I kind of want to do it again once I get all the Japanese games. just for fun. But when I mean all of them, I also want to get the Japanese Pokemon box Ruby and Sapphire because it is so much cheaper than getting it. You have Levitate, so we're gonna surf. But it's so much cheaper than trying to get the American one, which is sad for me because, you know, I still would want it, and it would have made this project so much easier. Because seriously, once I finally catch them all, in order to complete the Pokedex on my games, because I kind of want to, I'm going to have to catch an additional random 100 some Pidgeys and Wurmples or whatever, so that I can just have enough Pokemon and trade them across individually. Okay, I guess technically I don't have to, but I wouldn't mind having all my ones on one save file. Plus, I guess, well, right now I have no plans to reset this Ruby version and this Fire Red. If I ended up ever doing it, I want to make sure that one of them keeps the Pokedex on it. So, hey, now I have another Fire Red. Not Fire Red, Ruby version, but it's Japanese.
So if I really wanted to play it, I could still play it. But, anyways, Charizard, Swampert, Raichu. Let's go.
Like I said, I am trying to learn Japanese. I got the Duolingo app, and because of this project, I kind of been doing a lesson, just doing my daily lesson. And right now, I've been trying to learn the different character, like hiragana, and right now it's mostly just hiragana. And I want to learn the characters. So then, once I learn the characters, then because right now, like I was looking at the words, like I don't just want to see the word because I was less associating. I was more associating the word with the English written out, and I didn't like that because when I did start just doing the regular lessons, but I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to actually be able to see this, you know, these characters, and associate. Okay, this is blah blah blah. You know. So that's what I'm working on. Alright. Another one down. I wish you could skip this part. And still get the continue or whatever. But oh, there's only one more. Oh. I am off. But, yeah, so, because I'll eventually get... No. Of course, unfortunately, to get the Japanese version, the GameCube is region locked. We're gonna go Swampert, Charizard, Breloom. Cool. But, the GameCube is region locked. But, funny enough, thankfully the Game Boy player, which I noticed, is not region locked. More specifically, I'm pretty sure you do need the English disc to run on the English GameCube. Alright, American GameCube. Since I guess England is like. Wait, you need the American disc for the American GameCube. But it can still play Japanese Game Boy Advance games. I just tested it, so, because I'm like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But yeah, so, but apparently, at least from what I've read, you can't get, but from what I've read, you can't get, you can't use the Japanese Ruby and Sapphire. Did not like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's a good.
grass type, I mean, good Pokemon, like a good grass Pokemon, I would consider like really strong, and I'd be like, I need to be worried of that. I don't know if I should also use Earthquake. It would have been neutral, but it's also stab neutral, and it's Earthquake. See, that did the trick, and now it's stab neutral. But yeah, seriously, the ability to have the English version of Pokemon Box Ruby and Sapphire. First off, I'd be able to use that to store the decks. You know, so I can just continue to reset my games however I want and whenever I want. So it gives me a place to store them pretty easily. Okay, let's make sure we get this before we are behind again. Alrighty. Hello, good sir. Woohoo! You get Poke Coupons, which is half about the ones you can get. Yeah, I think you have to actually end the challenge to actually accept the Poke Coupons, especially because this is how many you've won so far. Alright. We're almost there. It's back to where we were. After... Okay, yeah, it's been an hour. So, yeah, it's about 30 minutes-ish. Alright. I see Pokemon that don't like Swampert. I guess Charizard and... I don't want to use Alakazam because I don't want to get stuck on Sableye. So, we'll use Breloom. I think last time Swampert just, drove on through. But yeah, it costs, the American version of Pokemon Box Ruby and Sapphire costs $2,000 plus. I get it. It is it's definitely a, it's rare and things like that. I thought there's only so many that was in, because apparently it was like some kind of it was apparently some kind of promotion or something. Oh well. Sableye! But I didn't pick out Alakazam. But then again, so far you haven't taken out Swampert. Those fake outs aren't going to cut it. Yeah, last time that she was combusting. But yeah, once I get to that point, yeah, I do plan. I'm actually thinking about doing the entire thing. There is one more thing I actually would like to do if I ended up doing it, but it's something that I'm kind of saving for if this one particular thing happens, and I don't want to mention that thing. But it's a cool idea that I have, and we might end up doing that, but you never know. I'm not going to say, oh, because it depends on the thing. So, don't worry about that one. Either way, most likely, once I get all the Japanese things, I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. Because, first off, I would like to learn how to read Japanese before I fully tackle that. But on top of that, there's Charizard, Swampert, and I guess Breloom. Yeah. But on top of that, the other reason why is because, they're not that bad, definitely a lot cheaper. Seriously, this Pokemon Ruby version, I think, cost not that much.
See, I already forgot.
That is fine. Didn't that happen last time I swapped into Breloom? Something like that. Ooh, yummy, delicious nutrients. So, back to Charizard. Yeah, you can easily confuse. I'm really hoping you just hit me with some weak... What do you do? That's fine. That's also fine. That usually does not do much. And it's not like your tail glow increased that effect. Well, wait a minute. What is Tail Glow, the bug move in Generation that came out at least, what, Generation 3? Whatever. Bug type moves are physical attacks in this gym. Gin. Let's check a Brick Break. Let's see what it does. Yay!
We won. Dude. Okay.
Anyways, we'll continue onward. I hate that I'm sad that, like, the way they had those angled, you actually... Because, like...
You know how the GameCube controller has those little grooves in it, right?
The problem is, like, those angles of those stairs are not in a groove, so you're just kind of... Blah. Okay. We have a Wooper, a Shroomish. Let's go Breloom. Swampert, Alakazam. Actually, let's start with Alakazam, then Breloom, then Swampert. Swampert is just kind of the go-to versatile one, especially when I don't want to use one of the other ones. Because, like, the fact that Wooper is on the field, I don't want to use Raichu. But, so yeah. See, like I mean, okay. Actually, I think I gave him Trick specifically because I wanted to make it easier to try to get, like, hard scales or something like that. Or tiny mushrooms, actually. One thing I found so annoying. Why did you bring out Makuhita? Like, I don't care if you did, like, a teeny bit of fake out damage. Oh, nice. I don't see that every day. So, either way, so it's actually kind of funny. So I was doing that, and I think I was actually doing some level grinding. Forget exactly what I was level grinding, but I remember I was doing it, and Alakazam I had out, and I had an EXP share on whatever I was training, and I ended up using that move because he actually, Alakazam actually had my amulet coin, so I could also get money while I was doing that. And I clicked that trick thing. I don't remember if I did it on purpose or what, and why did this go away? Like, I don't know why, like, I generally don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay. It's just a gray box, sadly, because no one wants to talk to me. It's fine.
For all I know, no one's even watching.
Because like I said, it's just viewers and it says only one. Which is funny because yesterday when it was just me, it still said one viewer. And then Frank came on and it still said one viewer. So, I don't know. Do, 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 do. For this one, let's run Alakazam, Charizard, because, like I said, Mikado doesn't like him. Actually, strike that. I'm going to start with Charizard, Alakazam, and Swampert. Like I said, Swampert is
Pretty good all around.
so if you're going to have a neutral one, and you haven't picked Swampert, you pick Swampert. Unless he has, like, a ton of Grass-type Pokemon, which is...
This team does not like if it's a...
like, nothing but Grass-type Pokemon.
Granted, yes, Charizard can handle them. But if somehow Charizard goes down, Raichu has a problem. Like, Raichu's going to be affected.
Swampert, while he can do some damage with, like, Ice Beam and stuff, you still gotta worry a little bit. And then, of course, I forgot the other one. Alright. Then Kata. But, yeah, it's like, thankfully, Char's a flamethrower Charizard, not Charmander. It definitely works wonders.
Alright, we are almost back to where we were.
After an hour and 4 minutes. Lovely. It's definitely not exactly 30 minutes. It's probably like a little less. Okay. Okay. Oh, he says he never quits battling? That's funny. It's funny because that's exactly what I did after fighting him. I quit. And in some ways, I fully... Oh, wait, no, I don't want Charizard. Swampert first. Then we'll go Alakazam and... I guess Raichu?
That's actually kind of ironic.
Because in a way, not only did I stop, but I also accidentally quit. Alright, starter of another region. Meet my starter from the Hoenn region. Alright. Yeah. So he's down. Like I said, I'm expecting to sweep him. Yay. Yeah, I could have. I was like, oh, maybe I should have ran a clock, but don't really need a clock. Combustion. At one time, Combustion was my favorite Pokemon. Why did it stop? Admittedly, now, actually, what's kind of interesting is... I don't know, maybe it just hasn't, because, like, I remember seeing in, like, the Gen 3 games, at least Ruby and Sapphire, his head had a little bit more of a P shape, and I think what initially made me start liking him was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. But then he got such a weird, like, they did something weird with his head that made it look like his, like, it ballooned up, like an exclamation point, as I call it. It just looks so bad that it kind of dropped from my favorite Pokemon, which is actually kind of funny. Yeah. That's like 2 of my favorite Pokemon that I changed. Also, we're in new ground. And you got a Shedinja. How dare you? But that's fine. Okay, we're going to Charizard, Swampert, and Umbreon as a just in case.
If you can hear that, that's the sound of my desk moving.
Because I can't hear that many sounds outside of that because I'm wearing like a headset, so I can like hear it and then like the sound not going through. Alrighty. Yeah. I have no idea if any of their Pokemon are EV trained. Wait, so what was I saying before that? I forgot. Oh yeah. So, my initial favorite Pokemon was Typhlosion, which is interesting. And what's ironic is whenever it got replaced with Combustion, the ironic part is that's actually when I stopped having him as my favorite. And when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out. I remember I had him in Gold version, and outside of using a cheat code to get him into my Ruby and Sapphire, I wanted to be able to play through a run, and by the time Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out, that's when I swapped him with Combustion. So it's kind of sad. Same thing with Combustion. Combustion was my favorite Pokemon, but by the time Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, it changed. I don't remember who it went from specifically after that. I think it just dropped from my favorite, and I don't think I had a favorite for a bit until I eventually changed to Charizard. And no, he didn't stay my favorite till Let's Go came out. It was definitely after. I think it was after Let's Go when I decided that Charizard was my favorite Pokemon. He dropped at some point. I don't remember when. And unlike other ones, okay, he dropped down at some point, and he calls a Pokemaniac. No, we're not in Kanto. You're a bandana guy. Ooh, that's a lot of normal types. Let's go for it. Railing, Swampert, and Charizard. Yeah, what a Raichu. Like I said, I mean, I'd rather have Charizard than Raichu. If they both do new extra damage, I'd rather have Charizard. Anyways, Sky Uppercut. Of course. Ooh, let's try this again. This is the reason why I hate Sky Uppercut. What do? You did damage. Okay. That's not nice, but I'm switching the headbutt. I'm not trying a second time. I have no idea what else this guy has. I'm not gonna risk. Okay, I guess it's really a perfect. Yeah, I'm not risking my perfect streak on it. Okay. I can go back to Sky Uppercut. Surely I won't miss 3. Okay, I was about to say, surely I won't miss 3 times in a row. Which I have, sadly. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, last one is a little baby. So we shall punt the baby to the sky.
Alright. Cool.
Okay. That was... yeah. And currently my favorite Pokemon is Umbreon. And I won't lie, I think part of me is like, he's kind of dropping down. Not that I don't still like Umbreon, but I think it's partially because when I think about like a full team of like favorite Pokemon, he's still on there, but I think the reason why is because he feels so kind of out of place from the other ones on the team. And that's why I'm like, oh, that means I need to swap him or something like that, you know? Because he stands apart so much. But anyways, Raichu, Charizard for the buggies, and the Ice Bird, and Swampert because he's Swampert. Yeah, mostly because like he can do Ice Beam and things like that. But okay, so right now if I had a team of favorites, it would probably be Umbreon, Blastoise, Blaziken, Dragonite, Golurk. The sixth one usually changes, because I'm actually not sure who the sixth one would be. I'd probably do Tinkaton at the time, but sometimes it could be like Gardevoir or other ones. Or even I think at one point it was Tyrantrum. But that's it. So that's why it's interesting to me. And I think Serena, I think that's the name of one. The one that has Trop Kick and that's a kick people. So that one was so outside of the sixth one, Umbreon stands out because he's like kind of. First off, I think he's the only four-legged one, and also like. And also kind of small and kind of more pet-like, in quotes, because the other ones are typically like more big hulking beasts or whatever, which I kind of noticed. And so I don't know. I think it's weird that that's the reason why I kind of wanted to. And I think the other reason why, as much as I hate to say it, Kaboom. I don't like you saying Kaboom. I see some Pokemon that may be using Explosion. I don't like that. Anywho, Swampert, Charizard, and... Okay, I see no dark types. Enough poison types to mirror Alakazam. Cool. Okay, we're gonna try to use Earthquake this time. See if that is any better. Because I think, like, his attack stat is like almost 100 points more than his special. Nice. All right, cool. So now we know we Earthquaked the Roselia. Rhyma. I keep thinking Roselia can go boom. Which is weird, because, like, it's a weird thought in my head, because I can, like, see it in my head. I know Grimer can go boom. I don't know if you can go boom. So yeah, definitely interesting things. Kaboom, I lost. Well, you didn't do any booming. But it's also possible that you were planning on it and I just KO'd all your team. I guess that can show me who I picked. So I guess I don't need to say it every time, but especially if I accidentally, like, picked the wrong one. Alrighty, a battle with me is never easy. Well, I wouldn't think, since you're one of the area leaders. And then you filled your team with all Pokemon weak to water. Alright, Swampert, Breloom. Why is check not working? Oh, that's what check. Oh, that's what that does. Okay. I was expecting, because like in the Pokemon games, if you hold one of the buttons, it actually will show you the Pokemon that you actually already selected. Okay. Last one, I guess, Umbreon. And I think part of it is because what bugs me about Umbreon is the fact that offensive, he's not that good. Granted, apparently he's really good defensively.
So that's good, and I do like that about him. But since most of the stuff I'm going to be doing with like an Umbreon is going to not competitive, it's going to be like traversal and things like that, it sucks when his attack is not as strong as it could be, you know?
So it doesn't come at such a disadvantage, but...
Alrighty.
I also need to eventually get me a, like... I need to start buying me some, whatchamacallits? Some, like, terabyte portable hard drive, something like that. Because I want to use that to start storing my videos instead of just straight to my computer. Because, like, let's just say I had 700 plus gigabytes of data, of video data. Yeah, like, that's all I did when I moved the stuff over, which is I stored some of my little layouts in that little folder. Should I add a, yeah, I guess if we get a... I guess if we get a battle lost, that's when I'll go ahead. Like, that's when I'll go ahead and, like... Oh. Ooh, we entered the spooky place. Looks a little darker on... I wasn't here whenever I was doing the one things.
Remember right, we are here for areas... the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s.
Okay, looking at your team, Swampert, Charizard, debating between, we'll go Umbreon because there are two Psychic types. I don't know how long it will take them to Oh, wait, no! That's the wrong move. Ice Beam probably would have KO'd. Since it's... Oh, dang! I hate you. Ugh. Gotta switch. Yeah, I'm not keeping him in after that. Man, Ice Beam totally would have KO'd. Because he's quad weak to ice. Yeah, glad I swapped out. Like, I know you're a Hoppip, but like... Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and swap to Umbreon. I have a feeling she is going to try to put me to sleep or something. Because the first guy did it. No. Don't like that. Because from what I read or something like that, apparently Future Sight is... It's actually like a normal type move when it strikes.
Or maybe not normal type, but like...
I don't think it has a move, but the point is that apparently when it hits, it's not it doesn't actually do psychic. Of course you have own tempo. What did you just... Okay, that's fine, I guess. I don't like it, but it's... Ooh! Okay.
I don't know. It's okay. Maybe it was a different generation. It's almost positive they said that despite the fact it's... Ooh, that's always nice. That's the one reason why... Because I used to love Feint Attack more than Bite. Because Feint Attack could not miss. And that's probably why they put Feint Attack above it. But the fact that Bite can flinch... Yeah, I've realized that, yeah, that is... Because you don't typically go through Pokemon that raises their dumb special effects or whatever, so... Alrighty. Onward! Can I get, like, 10 continues for not having that much damage? Alright. I guess I could probably put, like, a little death counter if once we ever get to it.
I mean, if we get to it. Okay, Swampert, of course. Charizard and... There's enough for Breloom. I mean, like, okay, so originally I was actually only going to be doing... Yeah, I was actually considering just doing a duo with just Swampert and Charizard, and not duo, doubles. That's all I was going to do. But I'm like, yeah, I might as well have some others because there's probably some Pokemon that's going to cause trouble. And even like I was playing through the game, there were even some of those I like had some problems, even doing my little tag team thing. What happened? It wasn't that bad, but you know. Alrighty. Earthquake! The non-believer! He didn't believe in the power of the earthquake, so... Stop it. Okay, he has pressure. You would think he has levitate, but he doesn't. So goodbye. Yeah. I don't know if they do any EVs, so if it works for one shove it, it's gonna work for all. If it goes one shove it, it's gonna work for all of them. So. Alrighty. Another one finished. I love how he's like Rollerball Terry, and I'm just Blitz. Not Pokemon Trainer Blitz or X-Team Snag'em guy Blitz. No, he's just Blitz. Oh, and you're gonna look cool doing it. Huh. Two water types. Just for fun, let's start with Breloom. And then, of course, Swampert and Charizard. Because, like, there's at least 3 Pokemon that don't like Breloom, right? That's one of them. Yeah, I wish I had Giga Drain instead of Mega Drain, but... I did give him, like, the Grass Bulb thingamajigger to hopefully increase the power. Okay, cool. Because I know some... Like, I know when I was doing some training... Not, like, just with the various water types, it doesn't always work. Yeah, I have no idea... Like, I don't know why. Like, he evolved... I'm pretty sure he evolved... At the level, he also learns the moves. I have no idea why he didn't learn the move. Alright, what's swapping? Because while normally Aber only knows teleport, this is the battle thingamajigger. It's just probably a second move. Or a fire punch. Why would you use fire punch instead of, I don't know, psychic? Oh, that's gonna start happening, yeah. Being outsped. Abra's got weak defense, so I'm not worried about this not okay, even with the burn. Yeah. Toot toot. Well, you didn't intend to lose. That does make sense. But sometimes it just happens, you know? Continue. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get hit with the tireds. I might eventually get hungry. I'm going to try to make it to Battle 50. Try. Don't know how well that worked, but we're going to try. Okay. You have a little bit more balanced team, but we should still be able to go with Swampert, Charizard, and it's too weak to like. We'll go with Raichu. Raichu's not someone I want to switch into, typically, because there's a lot of moves he don't like, but it'll be fine. Well, there's one of the two Pokemon he would have been good against. The Bayleaf. We will be switching into the Charizard. Yeah, I'm just not gonna. There's no point in risking it. Yes, I have 33 continues, but how dare you, good sir? How dare you? That's what happens. I'm too paralyzed to go before you, but I'm not too paralyzed to get to evade a Leech Seed. That makes sense. Not Chop. It'll be a dead Chop. I'm like, okay, yeah, I am paralyzed, so that's why he attacked first. But we're gonna start getting to that point where I start getting outsped. Because Swampert's good with defense and offense and stuff, but his speed could use some work. So once you start getting certain Pokemon, you're gonna start getting outsped. Like, you got outsped by an Abra. That feels so weird, you know? Alright. Hope I didn't make it. It's a 50. I might end up having to stop at 40. We'll see. Alright. We're probably going to do the same combination. So Swampert, because it can take out Beldum and Electrike and Vampy. That's 3 of the 4. This Corphish and Carvanha is going to be a piece of cake for him. Raichu because he's Raichu. And Charizard because he's Charizard. Can I pick someone else? I don't know. I'm a little bit more conscious. I guess, actually, yeah, Braylon actually would have made a little bit more sense. Oh well. Earthquake it is. Alright. Why Electrike? I have no idea, but it's gone. Technia! Good. See, now I can, for the last guy, swap in the Charizard. Let's see what you hit. So one of the good things about doing doubles is generally you don't have to worry about, you don't swap out as much, so you can just hit the Pokemon you want when you want to hit it. Because usually I have two Pokemon that can like cover for each other's weaknesses and stuff.
Yeah, that's 35.
Continue. You play along Pioneer. Not really. A lot of water types. That's definitely a Raichu, definitely a Breloom, and probably the Swampert. Tiana! Hey, one of the more normal sounding names. Of course you lead with It's funny, that's the specific reason why I picked Swampert. Okay, good. Because I definitely don't want to be Thunderwave. Okay, goodbye, Chinchou. I'm probably just gonna stay in. There's no point in risking a random Hydro Pump type move or something, you know? Hey, Mudkip! Guess what you get to see? You can experience what you may be able to do later. Earthquake! I say maybe because you never know.
Again, I guess the Mudkip is stuck in a perpetual void
Of staying a Mudkip to this Tiana character. We're at 36. We'd be at like, let's see, if we got the 40, that means that I would have gotten to 70, 65. Alright, Swampert, Charizard, and probably Breloom.
Good. Voltorb we like.
Because Voltorb died to Earthquake. Even if they charge. Nuzleaf we don't like. Nuzleaf we switch. Say hi to Charizard. Ooh. Razor Wing isn't usually that bad.
That's assuming you get to use it.
She does not. Goodbye, Nuzleaf.
Thanks for playing.
One of the reasons why two-turn moves, you just go for it. Don't like that. I don't like it mostly because sometimes you can like barely survive, and yeah, like that. Okay, that's fine. Alright. No, you're good. You do eat all the mangoes you like. Well, I knock you out. Goodbye. Alright. Another victory! Yay! Alright. I don't know, like, I'm probably gonna stop after 40. We'll see we'll see what happens after that. I may come back on a little later. Well, probably not. I probably shouldn't. So, yeah. Anyway, Swampert, easy pick. Breloom, because there's a lot of them that would not find Breloom very nice. Last one, I guess Alakazam for, like, special stuff? Oh, she's fun old lady. Grinning. Like, grinning. That is fine. Tickle. Jerk. Well, at least it didn't sharply fail. So that's fine, I hope. You'll die to that, right? Oh, the tickle made a difference! No! Evil tickle. Now, die the earthquake! Alright. Adding another Pokemon down. No reason to really switch. Dizzy Punch? Okay. Okay, good. We didn't get confused. That was I was more worried about getting confused than anything else. Okay. Who's last? Entering. Kind of scary, but we're fine. I can't really switch into Alakazam. Oh, the tickle made a difference again! That's why I can't swap into Alakazam. Because that would have done some damage. Alright. And down you go! It's kind of fun. It's weird, because, like, I'm trying to wonder, like, I can do this, like, all the time without it. Like, why is it bothering me so much? It's not like I wouldn't still just randomly talk to myself. Basically, I kind of do the commentating type thing I'm doing now. Maybe not like the fun stories, but definitely, like, talk. And I've done that before, just to make things a little bit more interesting for me while I'm bored. I want to say the biggest reason why I need to pause is I think it's a headset, funny enough. And it's kind of getting close to supper time, so 2 for 2. Okay, interesting. interesting lineup. Probably gonna do Swampert, Charizard, and Breloom. Like, each of them have something for the... Like, I think Swampert's biggest problem is the Skiploom. Corsora's fine, because it's actually super effective, because water's not weak to ground. So... He doesn't like the Jump Bluff. Or no, not Jump Bluff. Skiploom. Because we've seen what Mega Drain can do. I think it was it Mega Drain or Giga Drain? I forget which one it was. Skiploom. That is fine. That is a quick, easy switch. As long as you don't paralyze me or confuse me. Okay, that works too. Yeah, like, I'd rather be paralyzed and or confused as opposed to put to sleep. Because then I can't do anything. Ugh. Okay, goodbye Skiploom. Who's your last guy? Linoon. That is perfectly fine. No reason to switch out. We'll just flamethrower you and be on our way. Oof. And it's fine. We love to see setup moves like that when it's a 2-hit KO. And down it goes.
Where he stops, nobody knows.
Yeah, I think, like, yeah, the headset is just kind of bothering me. But I think it's that and just being hungry, you know. Alright, so this is going to be the last battle I do tonight. Like, I really don't want to just grab food and eat while I'm on this or whatnot. Probably one of the things I probably would have done if I wasn't recording. So... Okay. Swampert is a for sure because Mawile doesn't like Swampert, Kadabra doesn't like Swampert, and Swallow may not like Swampert, and Dustox is a bug poison. Charizard because, again, Dustox, Grovyle. Actually, let's start with Charizard because, yeah, I guess Marshtomp and Swampert, and then for our last trick, I'm considering Breloom because that's at least two dudes who don't like him, but there are like 3 that would love for him to show up. Let's do it anyways. Glad I decided to pick Charizard first. Because I kind of wonder if the game like recognizes how often I pick certain Pokemon first. Anyways, Grovyle's down. 2 more to go. We're switching to Wing Attack, because like I said, Kadabra does not have good defense. That is why we swapped. Marshtomp. We are switching. I don't know what he's going to try to go for, but I guess we can go for Breloom. As long as he doesn't use something that's gonna knock out Breloom. Okay. He missed. That is fine. This should OHKO. He's a water ground type. Doesn't. That's fine. That's doubly fine. So we're good. Yeah, if it was Giga Drain, it would have OHKO'd.
All right, cool.
Now I know where to go. Yes, I would have been at 65, unfortunately. But... Or 60, depending on when I decide to... Depending on how we would have done it.
But... Okay.
Either way. We are finished. I'm gonna suspend in the little shack here thing. Alright. I'm going to spend. Yes. Yes.
Which I guess that means you can only have like one challenge of any of the options, whether it's the 100-man or the battle Colosseum, things like that.
I'm thinking more of some of the other games where you can literally have more than one, you know? What do you get for this? Psychic. That's pretty cool. What's it called? Beam. I think that's Ice Beam. I don't... Yeah, that's Ice Beam. I think that might be Thunderbolt. It's either Thunderbolt or, Thunderbolt or Thunder. I think it's Thunderbolt. That's definitely Flamethrower. Double Team? Anything else that's interesting? I don't know about the berries. Is this different? It's probably the same list, right? Yeah, it's the same list. You might be able to do, like, more than one. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Maybe. Unless that's... Actually, that might just be, like... Okay, no. That's not what I thought it was. I thought it might be when, like, you can, like, if you do, like, a Colosseum battle, and then, like... set it for double battles, but instead of actual doing like a multi-battle type thing. It's not, but alright. Thanks for anyone who ended up tuning in. I'm gonna try to be there tomorrow. I do have something I need to do tomorrow as well. Because I need to get caught up on Stranger Things, because me and my brother are gonna be watching that in theaters. And been kind of holding it off because he was originally wanted to watch it with me, like the stuff that dropped on Christmas. So, but he changed his mind, and I've given him at least this much time to wait. So either way, that's going to be happening tomorrow. So tomorrow, most likely, I'm going to keep, like, at some point tomorrow, I will be doing some stream. It might not be as long. Don't know. We got to 40. Won't lie, if we get to like 40, I might consider going all the way. Basically, if we get to 80. Well, actually, yeah, that's 20 more battles, so we'll see. Like I said, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long it takes, how much in. But like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna try to get on. It's also New Year's Eve, so I can actually stay up later. Actually, I might not, because sadly, yeah, I still have to work the next day. So, might not end up doing that. I mean, okay, I probably will, because, I know this one person's gonna want to, so. Either way, not bad. Hour and 45 minutes, got 40 levels-ish. It's still gonna go by fast. Like, even if I do end up losing a Pokemon, it's still gonna go pretty fast.
Like I said, it's only 3 Pokemon you gotta knock out.
So, yeah.
With that, see you all.
Probably tomorrow.
If not,
Happy New Year and all that fun stuff. You know. Yeah.
so with that,
See ya.